Hi guys, welcome back to Hair Dry Treatment with me, Soph. I hope you are all doing fantastically well. The Soph N Meg show is back Sunday mornings. We kind of like this one. Sunday morning with Soph N Meg. It's got a ring to it. Meg, how are you doing today?
Good morning. Happy Sunday, everyone. I feel like I can't believe the week's gone by already. But I do agree, like Sunday morning with Soph N Meg, I hope everyone's just chilled out. I mean, the weather's not great where I am today.
Overcast here.
There's no sunbathing in the garden, so hopefully we'll see people with us.
Hopefully, Meg, that's the plan, hopefully. Guys, I hope you're all doing well. Let us know what you're doing to keep yourselves entertained for your quarantine. We're going to talk about a lot of things today. We're talking about football, the Bundesliga, the breaking news about Brighton. We'll discuss that as well. And then we're going to discuss more, obviously, the VE Day celebrations, what our take is on that, and the Boris Johnson press conference that is coming later on as well. We're going to discuss what we think the next steps will be. But firstly, Meg, I want to say the Bundesliga is due to be coming back next week. I think the Bundesliga 2 side have had to go into quarantine because some of their players have been infected with the virus. Is it right to be coming back so soon, Meg? Germany obviously have been far more efficient than we have regarding this pandemic, but is it too early?
I don't know. Obviously, they've been doing things a lot different. Like, when you look at their numbers and their statistics, it just seems to be like they've had hardly any deaths compared to the number of people infected. Now, their number of people infected is still massively high, but there doesn't seem to be that repercussion of infection versus death. So, I don't know. They've obviously put steps in place. It's put back behind closed doors, isn't it? So, I think as long as they've got rigorous testing and that all players are in safe hands, not just players, coaching staff, managers, groundsmen and stuff like that, then for me, they're on their way back into normality. I think they're obviously I feel like they're a few weeks perhaps ahead of us. So if this is one of their steps to getting back to normality, then fair enough. But just because Bundesliga is coming back, I don't think we should reciprocate what's happening there over here just yet. There's not a chance for me that it should be reciprocated straight away.
Yeah. So, Bundesliga's coming back. Look, we've all missed football, and I'm kind of happy football is coming back, but I've always said that for me, entertainment comes after health, and seeing people put a risk I do not appreciate it, but I do appreciate that Germany reacted so much better than we did regarding this pandemic. However, I believe since football is starting to come back, their cases are slowly rising every day. If I was the government, I'd be a bit wary about bringing football back, but we all know that money has a big part to do with it. So the Bundesliga will come back, I still believe it does, but Meg, are you going to be supporting the team during, obviously, this time? Because we've got nothing else to watch. Are you going to be focused on a particular Bundesliga team, any particular players that spring into mind? I mean, I'm guessing Sancho is high up on that list as a United fan that we want to be looking at. And I'm guessing Liverpool fans will be watching Werner as well. But who's your team going to be? Are you choosing who you're going to support through the rest of the Bundesliga?
When you were like any particular player, I was like, I wonder if there's a particular player that I think we might all be watching. But no, do you know what? I'm not a big follower of the German league. I have a particular soft spot for Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Yeah. Spell it out, Meg.
Because of their name. If I had to choose, I mean, I love the style that Bayern play because they're such a good team. They are. But I love the stadium atmosphere at Borussia Dortmund. You know, their fans are just wild. And you see the wall. Obviously, that's not there. So, I don't know. I'm not an avid follower of it, let's say, But I'll keep an eye on Sancho to see how he gets on. I think Borussia Dortmund don't do as well. That might be all right. That might sway.
I think if I had to choose one team, if I had to choose one team, it would be Dortmund. Sancho's there. Haaland, I was a big fan of anyway. Gutted he didn't come to United. But yeah, I think Haaland, Sancho, that's enough reason for me to be watching Dortmund. So that's going to be my go-to team. That's a team that I'm supporting for the rest of it. I am grateful to see some football back. I will say that. However, I just hope that there isn't a massive backlash from this and it doesn't turn out to be a majorly wrong decision. I'm praying that obviously it does turn out to be the right decision. But let's see what a few people are saying in the chat. So Michael says, Megan, very good on the other show the other night. Meg, you were fantastic on the football series, so I want to add that in as well. And I will say thank you to... There was a handful of subscribers. I know Diz was there for a little bit as well. Guy in Balham, I think, was there as well. There's a few people when I was in the chat from our channel who have moved across, and I really appreciate that. I did say go and show Meg some love. And Meg, I thought you did really well on there. What's your response though? Because I know there was a lot of obviously comments in there that the mods were going mad. I think had to slow the chat down to delete some of the comments. What's your take on that? I heard you shutting trolls down a little bit. I want you to echo that again for hairdryer treatment.
Well, so I've had messages since that saying, I can't believe the comments you got. And I was like, I did see some, and I was just like I said, I literally laugh at you, like, with your sad little eyes, that you've come onto the show, watched it, and then commented. But I didn't think anything was too bad. Like I said, I don't mind some of it. I will laugh it off. Come at me personally, and we've got an issue. Which I did say on there that I think a lot of people, it's easy to attack somebody online and make it personal because that's people's go-to. I don't mind people. I was to say I don't mind. I just mean it's easy to laugh off those. And I know, Soph, we've discussed it before, and I've seen it all on yours about go back in the kitchen, blah blah blah. Not like it just gets petty, like it's boring. But yeah, I didn't see anything that was really bad. I'm kind of intrigued. I did go back to try and watch it, but I know what you mean. Like the comments were going mad. I suppose I didn't keep up very well because I was just like trying to concentrate on what I was actually saying. But yeah, I didn't see like the really bad ones. So who knows? I think if I'd have seen them, I'd have probably said something straight out. But they got away with it because I didn't see it.
I mean, when I was looking through, I was obviously working, I was dipping in and out, so I didn't properly see anything. I just saw that they were having to delete a lot of comments, and obviously I saw afterwards a few tweets saying ignore the trolls and whatnot. But I didn't see anything too offensive. I think it was all just, like you say, the usual, nothing original. You just laugh it off, you just shake it off kind of stuff. But I was just interested to see what your point, because obviously you did a big video shutting down trolls. I know Emma, who's in the chat, that United family, go and hit that sub button for their channel as well. And a fantastic channel, great content. But Emma did a great video the other day as well, talking about trolls and how just take no notice of them, basically, just ignore them. It's low lives, it's people who've got nothing better to do. They're in lockdown and think, what better thing have I got to do than to go and terrorise some poor person online that you don't even know. So yeah, fair play to you, Meg. Fair play to Emma as well for speaking out about it. I completely agree. Me, I don't.
I was going to say, just want to say, flip it. I just want to say thank you to everyone who did tune in and did send some nice comments and some positive love, because honestly it was so nice to be able to, you know what, we sit and chat always about football, and we always say like we could literally chew your ear off about football, but it's nice obviously have another conversation with people. If not, there were a few questions in there, so yeah, thanks to everyone who did go over and check the show out, but yeah, we'll flip that.
No, I completely agree. Focus on the positives. That was going to be my next thing. Me personally, I tend to not focus on the trolls. I always think like attention, whether it's good or bad, it means people are taking notice, and that's what I always say. If it's bad attention, people are still taking notice, people are still looking, and that's always my thought. But never let it get to you. Always focus on the people who are supporting you, and that's what I love about our community on hairdryer treatment. The chat is always positive, always bubbly. Everyone is always really welcoming, and that's what the community that I wanted to create. I wanted it to be positive. Nobody should get shut down for their opinion on football, because football is full of different opinions, and that's why we love it so much. If everyone was the same, how boring would that be, Meg?
I mean, originality is key, isn't it? People, if you all have the same opinions, life would be boring. Like I said on the show the other day, I don't mind having a difference of opinion with somebody and having a debate around that. I think that's great. Like, it's nice to challenge somebody on their opinion to see what they fire back, but then it's so easy to come back at you and make it personal. I wouldn't do that. Like, I'm not that kind of person. If you want to say something about how I look, that's cool. I don't really care overly. Come at me about anything else personal, and nah, you're gone. Also, just want to answer one question I've just seen in the chat. I think it was from Disdain. I am in that very small, minute percentage of people that have never seen a Star Wars film. Never.
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter, yeah. Seen them all. I could do a marathon of Harry Potter. I have never, ever seen a Star Wars or a Star Trek film.
So Meg is. Let me give you a bit of context around Meg's kind of taste. Meg is a massive Love Island fan. Love Island, that show that you guys know that I absolutely detest, and it kills me to even say it. Meg is a Love Island fan. But Meg, people keep asking me on the FIFA hype, are you going to get involved with the FIFA streams? They want to see me and you playing FIFA against each other. And I have explained to a few people, I think you're more of a COD girl, aren't you? You like a bit of Call of Duty?
I am more of a COD girl. I feel like it's completely not real life, but you get that little like run around and just. Although on COD, I'm not great. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm terrible, but yeah, just running around with a gun and try and get people.
Fair enough. See, I'm crap at that. Like literally, I'll jump out of the way. Like your instinct's probably to shoot back. Mine's to jump and duck out of the way. Like I'm rubbish. I'd die immediately. So I stay away from anything like that. On and off the pitch, there's a lot of clothes behind me. There are a lot of clothes behind me. I'm currently in the wardrobe. Been demoted to the wardrobe. Actually. Yeah. I saw George Carl mention a good point, and it's our next talking point actually. Brighton have obviously got a third player now who's tested positive for the virus. Rumours are that the league should be coming back maybe June time. Obviously, we'll wait to hear what Boris says today, and hopefully it's made a bit clearer. But surely, three Brighton players, obviously they're going to be quarantined now. Surely the death rates in the UK, the infection rates, should I say, in the UK, are far too high to even consider a game of football coming back, Meg.
I think, like, if it was Man United, like, we've got 3 players out, say, because we've got coronavirus, we'd be screaming, no, we can't bring it back, do you know? And particularly if, depending on who those players were, as well, if it was Bruno, you'd be like, no! But, yeah, I just think Brighton will, I mean, if it was me and I was a member of their team, again, we were talking about this, that players are just humans and have feelings as well. If I was a member of that team, would I want to be going and training and mixing with them and then going back to my family if I've got kids and stuff? So I can't imagine that they're going to be entirely happy. And it does then, they might look at the league differently and say, well, it's not the most important thing. Players' safety and players' health are the most important things. So, yeah, definitely, I think puts another barrier in place for bringing the Premier League back.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, of course, we all miss football. All of us miss football. It's driving us insane not having any football on. I get that completely. And I understand, like, there is a feeling that, I mean, I've tried to avoid watching old football games or anything like that because the second I do watch anything, it makes me miss it even more. So I've tried to just avoid football altogether as much as I possibly can. But, of course, we miss it. I'm not disputing that. I'm not saying we don't miss it. I'll be a hypocrite if I sat here and said I'm not missing it at all. I am. But to see people actually risking their lives and their families' lives, more importantly, like you say, they're still humans, they've still got kids, they've still got grandparents, they've still got to go home to their family at the end of a football game. Just for the sake of a game of football, they're not key workers in my opinion. I don't think it should be rushed back. I think we should just wait as long as possible. We need to wait to get football back, I really do.
Yeah, I think there's going to have to be a cut-off point there.
Yeah.
You're going to have to say at some point there needs to be a decision made whether you go ahead or you don't. But I just think if you've got this player's got the coronavirus now, I mean, I'm not clued up on exactly how long they should self-isolate now, but I know it's going to be at least another week. But so that should be the same for all the leagues. So that's another week that it gets pushed back, minimum.
Yeah.
And it goes back to this point, you know, we were saying before, what happens when that one person, whether it's a player, whether it's coaching staff, whether it's the groundsman that have been there that gets it, something happens, we're all going to look back and say we should have waited.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if something goes majorly wrong, yeah, touch wood it doesn't, but if say football is rushed back too early, somebody contracts the virus, somebody even dies of the virus because of being playing football, who takes the rap for that then? Who puts their hands up and say, yeah, it was my decision? Nobody wants to make that decision, and I think that's why there's no clarity on the subject. I think that nobody wants to take the rap for it. We all know. People say they're bringing it back to improve morale of the UK or wherever it is. No, they're bringing it back because of money and because of the economy. They're bringing it back just because of greed and selfishness. It's nothing to do with the fact that it's for entertainment. Of course, yeah, it is entertaining, but without fans, we all know that the entertainment part of it is taken out of it anyway. It's a formality to get the league done, but we all know it's down to money. Ultimately, it all boils down to money, and for me, you can't put a price on someone's life. You simply can't do that.
Completely agree with you. We've used these words time and time again about the unnecessary risk. I just don't see it happening, especially with another player having contracted the virus. I just do not see it coming back. What did they say? They wanted it back in June. So
yeah, June that time.
So June's 3 weeks today.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I do think.
And if they do, it's for me, it's greed and being selfish.
It is, and I genuinely think that they were thinking, you know what, we could bring the league back, we could get it back, we could get it up and running. But I think this news now of the Brighton players, I saw Emma just put in the chat that apparently people are saying that Brighton are lying about this because they don't want to play, but 3 Brighton players have just been tested positive for coronavirus. No way can we start to contemplate bringing the league back. Surely this is a bit of a spanner in the works now regarding that plan. And I just want to talk about football aside for a minute, because like we've already said, football is a game and life and health is far more important than that. VE Day celebrations, I saw so many street parties going on, conga going on, all sorts going on. With stuff like that still happening in the world, for me, it's just going to delay football and any other major events or any more normality coming back, because you're just making life harder for the NHS. I don't get it. I agree that, of course, have a bit of a celebration, but you don't need to go out into the street and celebrate with your neighbours. Surely it could have been kept contained into households. Meg, I'm not going to say too much on it yet, but what was your take? Have you seen some of the videos of people celebrating VE Day across the UK?
Do you know what? I was on Twitter this morning, and it really sank in this morning when I saw a tweet, and I can't remember who it was from, but he put a picture up of, he just, like, screenshotted the news, so it was live. I think it was somewhere in London they were live, and they were filming on a street, and it did perhaps look like people were standing in families, and they were perhaps 2 meters apart, but there was a mass of people.
Yeah.
And he tweeted saying, I was only allowed 10 people at my dad's funeral. We weren't allowed to sit on the same aisle as each other. We weren't allowed to console each other. And here's this. And then I turned the news onto this. And I literally was like, wow, imagine being that person. Like you said, only allowed 10 people, wasn't allowed to console each other, have to bury their father.
Yeah.
Seeing that on the news, and I just thought, ridiculous. Like, from where I live, there were people sat out on their drives. There was no, like, mass celebration.
We had a few of that in our street, not many, to be honest with you. We had a few in our street, yeah.
And I get that people want to celebrate a positive day in such an unpositive, negative time.
Yeah.
But it's just difficult, isn't it, when you see that? It's difficult.
Yeah.
Sorry to be such a downer on a Sunday morning as well, by the way.
It's something that we've got to approach, though.
It's 11 and I'm like, oh, talk about this, talk about death.
But yeah, I did see that tweet about, obviously he said that I had 10 people at my dad's funeral, couldn't console anyone, and it was a screenshot of the street party. I think it was in London. Matt's just made a good point. He said it felt like the BBC were broadcasting the street parties and showing coverage of the street parties as though it was a good thing, like a celebration, and it kind of encouraged everyone else to do it. I agree with that. It was painted like this is the thing to do, this is the right thing, and kind of, I get like it's patriotic and we're trying to show pride, and I get that, but really mass gatherings, it's like the clapping on the NHS. I guarantee all those people at the street parties clap on a Thursday night for the NHS. I guarantee. A lot of them probably go to the bridge in London and clap alongside the police and the nurses and all the crowds that were there as well. If that is still going on and people are seeing that going on, they're going to think that's the right thing to do. Surely.
Well, I'm waiting to see what Boris says later. I really am. Like, I have not got the answers, don't get me wrong. I have no idea how we integrate back into normality, how we are able to bring in certain rules, because people are always going to break rules. That's, the people's mindset that they always break rules. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see later just how we move forward, how he sets out moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing there's going to be a lockdown extension. Like, you can't. Over 31,000 people in the UK have now died. We're the second worst in the whole world in terms of the statistics, and it's not looking good, is it? And I still don't believe that. Obviously, that they're truly accurate. I really don't. But with that kind of figure, surely lockdown has to continue. And I know people are saying they're going out of their mind, but for the last week or so, I don't know if you felt the same, Meg, but I feel like it's kind of relaxed a bit. People were presuming we were going to come out of lockdown. People have relaxed on the rules. I told you I'll go on a bike ride most days, and I've seen more and more people out and about, sitting about, just having a picnic, just chilling. I work in a school, and the kids are literally laughing about it. They're not taking it seriously at all. Obviously, the news came out yesterday from unions saying that we can refuse to go into schools unless we get PPE. And I think that's the way that it'll have to go, because like the kids don't take it seriously at all. And if you imagine primary school teachers as well, if they're forced back too early, primary school kids do not know how to social distance as well. They're not going to keep their distance, are they? From wiping the bogies on you, whatever they do, they're not going to keep their distance, are they? So I think they need to be really careful about what's going to be said. afterwards by Boris Johnson, but I think it'll be another 3-week extension. I genuinely do. Meg, what do you think the next steps are going to be?
My birthday is in like Boris's hands. Like, am I going to spend my birthday alone? Half of me like it's silly because I think like some people have got common sense and would put that in place and say, do you know what? Lockdown ease a little bit. Like, what's the saying? Give you an inch and take a mile.
Yeah.
Why can't people stick to that inch? Like, all I'd like is just a little inch just for my birthday so that I can go and see some like people and enjoy it rather than be stuck inside. But you know, if it was that we've got to stay inside, then we stay inside, and that's just the rule, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, what I can celebrate next year, I'm not overly bothered. Like, please don't come at me for saying that. You know, I want to be out for my birthday. I'm not. It'd be nice.
I'm going to change the title to this video. Coronavirus is a myth. I just want to be out for my birthday. Says Meg.
Yeah. It would be nice, wouldn't it, just to be able to. Someone's just put on the barbers can start again. I mean, tell me about it. My husband is desperate for a trim. So for now, we're just saying we may as well be brunettes at the moment.
I'm changing my hair this week, guys. One random day, you'll see me. I'm going to be a different colour. I'm going to be like. I'm not telling you the colour because it's a really random colour, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'll be like new hair. So I'm changing my hair this week. But yeah, we were just telling you about it.
Yeah, I know the colour.
Yeah, Meg does know the colour. But what we'll say is, I mean, Doug, I hope you don't mind me saying this. Doug is obviously in the chat, but it's a perfect example. You've got people who are sticking to the rules. Doug isn't seen his granddad now for a while. He's in a care home. He can't see him. I know that obviously care homes at the moment are one of the most high-risk places as well. So obviously prayers and thoughts with Doug and obviously his family at this time. And I pray that his granddad is going to be fine. But he hasn't been able to see him, and that's someone obviously who's close to. I haven't seen my grandparents, and I used to see them every single day. And I just think people are sticking to the rules, and it's just so frustrating when you see there's so many people who aren't. And it's the people who are following the rules at the minute who are being punished, and I feel really bad for people who are missing out on life. And then, like I say, you're seeing it on TV, crowds of people celebrating, people having a good time, and you're thinking, you know what, I might as well go and do that as well then. That's the thought process, and that's my concern if they bring football back too early as well. I know that fans aren't going to be going to grounds, but are you really telling me that the hardcore hooligans out there aren't going to meet up with their mates to go and watch the match around someone's house and have a drink or anything like that? Is that not going to encourage more mass gatherings? Because I think football coming back, people think it's safe to do so, to go around their mates and watch the match together.
It's just it's going to be a case of it needs to be brought back when it's safe to socialise, because people, like you said, will take that as a reason to go and see other
Exactly.
people.
It's an excuse, isn't it?
But like I said, it would be amazing to see family, like you talked about Doug's family, and we've got family that don't live around here, so it's not like we can walk past. Like I walked past my grandparents yesterday, stood at their window, they're inside, I'm outside, and just waves. So at least I could see them. But we've got other family that live miles away. I'm not going to say where they live, but they live miles away, and we can't see them.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating because we'd love to see them because they're close family, but and you can't just walk past the window and say hello to them, and yet there's people socialising everywhere. So who knows? I think lockdown will be extended today, but it's meant to be bringing out the plan of how we reintegrate. That'd be really interesting to see, I think. Yeah,
because it's not. Everyone's saying we're going to get this second peak of, and I think it's more and more likely we are going to get a second peak because people are just simply not listening, and it is selfishness. It genuinely is. It's a thought that it's complacency, thinking, oh, it's never going to get me. It's not going to touch me. Like, well, what about if you get infected and pass it on to elders, or do you know what I mean? And people just don't think logically about it. I think there's also an aspect of people who think I'm already going to go to work anyway. I'm already at risk, so I might as well just go out. And I think that mindset is something as well, and it's horrible. It's horrible. And a good point here by that United family, there's people who have obviously got kids, and I'm sure kids are driving parents up the walls. And I'm hinting at Meg here as well because she's telling me the other day how stressed she was. People have got children, obviously, and they're having to stay at home constantly 24/7, and it is hard work as a parent. And that United family said, we stayed in with 4 kids just in our back garden. Carl only going to the shop, it's been hard, just wish others would do the same. If you've got a big family, or if you've got kids who are hard work, which I'm sure is the case for many parents, that as well, if you're seeing people out celebrating, having a bit of relief, having a bit of a blowout, you're going to want to do the same thing, and that's why I think even showing the coverage online and stuff like that, it shouldn't be done like you say, Matt. I think the BBC were promoting it like it's a good thing, and it definitely isn't a good thing. It's not the thing to do. And because of scenes like that, I genuinely think there will be another 3-week increase on the lockdown. But how are we going to move forward from this, guys? I have no idea, no clue. Meg, what do you think? What we're going to do? And guys, whilst Meg is answering, please do get your questions in the chat. This is the time when me and Meg can answer your questions as well. But Meg, do you think lockdown will be extended from this point?
I reckon it'll be another couple of weeks of lockdown, how it is at the moment. I think we'll see that for at least another couple of weeks, and then I think, depending on how those weeks go, I think he'll bring in like a phased return as of June. So I think we're looking at 3 weeks, another lockdown of 3 weeks, and then a phased return of June. But yeah, like on that point of being parents, then I love my children. I praise my children. They are 90%. They are golden. But my God, it tests you sometimes when they're not. You've got to just stay in. And it's like you know, it's so hard. But yeah, thank the Lord for cider and wine.
And hair dry treatment, Meg. And hair dry treatment. Yeah.
But thank the Lord for wine. But yeah, if you've got questions, any questions, pop them in.
Yeah.
I mean, I had one about Star Wars, so it doesn't have to be about football.
I'm going to answer this one first from Mr. Arsenal podcast. It says, what are your thoughts on Kyle Dickhead Walker breaking the lockdown rules again and then using mental health as an excuse? He released a statement saying he's collecting some cooked dinners or something like that, didn't he? He popped to his sister's or somewhere, he gave her a hug, or a friend. I don't really know, I didn't fully read it, to be honest. I zoned out because I thought, you've gone out, you shouldn't have gone out. You were warned not long ago for having a sex party, you've gone out and done this now. I just think he's an absolute tool, Meg. That's my answer on it. I think Kyle Walker is an absolute tool. He's always caught out of position. He's been caught again. That's it. He's just an absolute melt. Absolute plonker. Meg, what's your opinion on him?
I don't know. I find it difficult. He's obviously going through a lot at the moment in his personal life, and it's no excuse to put himself in that position. And he shouldn't have done what he did in the way that he's done it, and then come out and blamed certain things. He should have just been upfront and said, mate, I'm struggling, like, this is going on in my life, and you need to everybody needs help, you know, sometimes everybody needs,
of course,
everybody needs a hug, but I think perhaps, like you said, he has put himself in that position. Yeah, I just think perhaps he could have, if you're going to do it, you know, you've done it, come out and say, look, I'm having a terrible time because of X, Y, and Z. We all know what's going on. You know, it's branded through the media. We've seen that time and time again. These celebrities get stuff dragged through the media, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, horrifically. And it's their personal life. It's personal. That's part of him. But I just think he was stupid to have done it, and then he should have just come out and said, I'm having a bad time.
Look, mental health is something that we have to take really seriously. Of course it is. And I'm not saying, even I've had days where I struggle sometimes, where I think, you know what, it's a real tough one to get through. And I'm not someone really who suffers too much with mental health, but obviously there's a lot of people out there who do. And there's a lot of people who haven't got people around them. I'm lucky I have. And I do get that, I get it. But he's a footballer who's already been caught once doing something he shouldn't do. We've already said footballers are constantly in the public eye, and I do think stupid is the word to sum that up. I think it was stupid from Kyle Walker. There's a lot of people out there who are also suffering with their mental health, let's just add. There's a lot of people out there who are having to battle through, and I think those people, when they see Kyle Walker using mental health as an excuse as well, will not understand that, because they'll think, well, I've got mental health issues, but I'm not going and breaking the rules and putting other people at risk. So that's why I say I think he's selfish, I think he's a plonker, and I think he's stupid. And he's just follow the rules like anybody else. But it's that again though, Meg, isn't it? It's creating that impression that footballers think they're above the law. And I think Kyle Walker is one of them players where I think he thinks that he's better than most people. And that's how he's always struck me. Not even before this, I've always thought Kyle Walker was a bit of a knobhead, to be honest with you. And I think he's just showing that a bit more, Meg. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if he'd just said, if it'd been more relatable and just said, I'm having a bad time, I need somebody with me, then I don't think it would have been so bad. Like, I think people would have related to that and said, you know what, like, I feel exactly the same. But yeah, it's not a great way to have done it.
No. George did ask a question slightly earlier on. I'm going to try and find it now. Do you think that the UK will be better prepared for the second wave in terms of testing, isolating, and stopping it getting to a peak again? So if we have a second peak, do we think the UK's response will be better than the shambles that it was the first time around? Let's be honest. I think we've just stopped people now when they're flying into the UK. They've got the quarantine for 2 weeks. Why is that only happening now, Meg? Like, come on. Do you think we'll be better prepared if there is a second wave?
I think it depends when the second wave is. I think if it's straight away, then no, because I think people will just be like, F this, I've had enough of lockdown and boredom and everything, and they'll just carry on as normal. I think if it's like in a few months after people have been out, then perhaps we will be better prepared for it. But yeah, if it's straight away, then no, we won't be.
Yeah. Malk said a good point. Hello to Malk, by the way. Good morning to you. He said, where are the people at Man City to help try talking? So Kyle Walker is saying that surely there's relevant people at Man City who are constantly in touch with players and talking. I'd agree that's got to be the case with most clubs, hasn't it? Players have got to keep in touch with the club. I think it's a good point. And what I will say is about Manchester United, I mean, I'm biased because it's my club, but how good have we been through this whole pandemic? I keep thinking, you know what, it makes me proud to be a United fan because some of the stuff they've been doing. Wolves have been doing a lot as well, to be fair. My dad was talking to me the other day of some of the schemes that they're doing for the local community. I want to hear more about the positives. I don't think we should be focusing on the negatives like you mentioned earlier with trolls. We need to be focusing on the positives. And I have said that. I think since we have been in pandemic, I think we have seen the better side of a lot of people. It's brought the truth out. And it's brought a lot of people who I never thought would be kind. I've had messages from people who haven't spoken to in a while just asking how you are and stuff like that. And like I've already mentioned, me doing the shopping from local people in the area. I had a woman burst out crying the other day because I took her some milk and I think some tea bags or something, but it was like I gave her the best present ever. And I think that kind of thing, it has brought out, yeah, it has brought out in some senses the best of humanity and the worst, hasn't it, Meg?
Yeah, I think people have dealt with it in different ways, haven't they? But like you said, I am proud to be a Manchester United fan, and the players, I think, are doing the club proud as well. And yeah, I just think it's been a great community spirit for Manchester United. More should be done. I will say as well, like you mentioned Wolves, the Wolves women, like women as
yeah, exactly.
well,
Wolves
like
are the club, yeah.
teams have been good, great. Women, Wolves women are doing charity bike rides from home, so they've got a complete X amount of miles. I think they're travelling from Wolves all the way over to America somewhere. So they're doing that, and I just think, yeah, it's been great to see certain people, certain clubs step up to the plate when needed to.
Yeah. Nathan says that Birmingham as well did a big night in and raised money for Birmingham hospitals. That's the kind of thing that I want to hear more about. I want to hear stuff about that. What are clubs doing to support the communities? Because football, we already know, is a massive part of people's lives. It's not just a game. I keep saying it's just a game in the grand scheme of things, but we know there's other things and there's other ways that the club and the players can support the community. Rashford is a prime example of what he's been doing, feeding loads of starving children. And it just makes me proud, you know. We've already heard about Kyle Walker, so Jack Grealish is the negative side to footballers and what they've been doing wrong. Let's hear about some of the stuff they've been doing well, because I know I'd rather be reading stories like that. Reading stories about people who've been positive. Connor Lee says Shane Jennings from Wolves is doing loads. Yeah, they're doing the bike rides, aren't they? As many miles as they can do, and running as well. They're doing a lot, and fair play to the women's teams as well, because we've already mentioned that financially this could have a massive impact on the women's game, and we're praying, Meg, that it doesn't. But realistically, it could, couldn't it?
Yeah, like we spoke about this the other day about financially as well for women's teams. But yeah, it's just been one of those, isn't it, where those people who want to and can have stepped up, and it shows now. But I'm laughing at Doug's question. What is it? What's your favourite ice cream flavour?
Oh, see, I think Doug knows mine. I'll let you answer that one first, Meg.
This is going to be back to like Nike and Adidas.
Oh God.
I really like mango sorbet. It's not really technically ice cream, but it's up there.
Who says mango sorbet? It's their favourite, Meg. Come on.
I like a tropical flavour. I want like a tropical flavour. If not, like a toffee or a fudge one.
See, that's more like it. But definitely,
I don't want chocolate sauce. I definitely want strawberry sauce. If I have vanilla, I definitely want strawberry sauce and sprinkles.
You've just opened up a can of worms with that question, Doug. That's what I'm saying. It's never ending. So you're going to go and have an ice cream after this stream now for breakfast. Mint chocolate chip, I'd say, is my favourite. Mint chocolate chip ice cream is a winner for me. Yeah. And I do like raspberry ripple as well, you know. Just
Or
reminds
take
me.
a raspberry ripple.
It's like nostalgic as a kid. I used to have a really cheap raspberry ripple, and yeah. But I'd say between the two, mint chocolate chip or raspberry ripple would be my favourite. But if I'm honest, I'm not too fussy with ice cream. I've got a proper sweet tooth. Anything sweet for me. But yeah, the fudge, salted caramel, anything like that as well, I'm up for. Mint chocolate chip, ultimate number one for me. See, Baz agrees with me. Mint chocolate chip is the one. Gaz is craving. Doug, you've started everyone craving ice cream now. Nutty Natty says, Brighton players testing positive. German teams have to self-isolate a week before the season starts again. It's not for me to call the season now. Stay safe, keep up the good work, and keep mentioning the women's game. Thank you so much for that, Nutty Natty. And like I say, I hope that the women's game isn't too negatively affected by all this. I love the fact that Wolves are a prime example of this, that the women's and the male teams are putting together and trying to contribute and put it back into the community and try and support and be positive. That's the big thing. I keep saying at the end of my streams, be positive. I think it's all in the mentality. You just got to keep positive. Don't focus on the negatives, because it is easy to do that in a time like this. And just keep smiling, Meg. What's your advice for people? That's what I've been doing. Keep smiling. Keep being positive.
Yeah, and keep following the rules. Keep following the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're all about happy vibes. All about positive vibes over here.
Feel good vibes. Yeah.
Happy vibes again.
Doug's favourite is...
like up and down, so we started with coronavirus. Then we talked about Sancho, we were up, and then we went down and we talked about death. But now we talk about ice cream, we're up again.
Yeah, no, I'm really hungry now. Banana or toffees, mine says Doug. Magnum white chocolate says Fred. I ordered some Magnum white chocolate from my nan the other day. I had to deliver them to her. That's a good choice. Morning to Hammer's chat, hope you're good. Galvatron says rum and raisin or pistachio. Interesting choice. Where's the wasps today, Meg? Says Gaz. Any wasps? Have you been attacked by wasps lately, Meg?
They're not alive anymore, they're dead. Quite simply.
That question got me though. What is it, the most irritating animal in the world? And you were like, fucking wasp! A wasp!
Yeah,
A fucking
not
wasp!
happy about them. I just don't understand why they were invented. Just don't get it.
Just for you, Meg, obviously. Just for that reaction. That was entertainment. That was just comedy at its finest, honestly. Connor says, can you pair do an old skills school? I've seen Meg's skills. A bit of a concerned face there, Meg, next to that. So I think I know the winner, but just for the giggles. You up for doing that, Meg?
I mean, let's face it, this centre half isn't about skill, it's about defending. Let's do a defending video, and then I'm there.
See, I was the one who was...
I'm the old school footballer. Don't come at me with skills, but if you want to run at me, you'll be on the floor.
Let's talk about my tackling for a second, Meg. Would you compare me to Paul Scholes, or...?
Wow.
I always remember...
Tackling is something else.
I always remember... I forgot who we were playing now. It might have been Lee Field.
Which tackle you're talking about.
Do you remember?
I know exactly what you're
I'll tell you what, Meg,
about.
I'll let you describe it for the viewers then, because you would have seen it from like a different player point of view.
Oh, God. I mean, put it this way, the second that it happened, I was next to her trying to like just shield the ref from getting to save. Please don't come at her. It's not your strongest point in the game.
No.
I mean, that tackle, I don't even know what to say about it.
I felt really bad after.
Well, I'm not bloody surprised, mate.
Yeah, I was stopping the counter attack. It was all tactic. I didn't even get booked for that tackle either. I thought it was going to be a straight red. I thought I was gone.
I mean, I'm surprised he didn't start walking.
It's all about the reaction though. Say you talk to the referee afterwards and acted all innocent. Like, I didn't mean it, ref. It was coming together when it was a bad tackle.
Like praying behind her, like, please don't send her. Please. I was behind, like, please don't do this to her.
Yeah, I would liken. I always tell you guys, Paul Scholes is my idol, and I would liken my defending to Paul Scholes. Definitely comical at times. Malk says I cannot defend. Cheers for that. Chairman of Kidderminster Harriers says I cannot defend. Appreciate that, but it's true. It's true. I know I'll hold my hands up, and it's funny because I play CDM as well, and I can't defend.
The only time you defend is like after I'm a corner. I'm like, Soph, just go back and fill in for me. Just fill in.
That happened all the time, by the way, all the time. Doug says favourite TV programme that you are currently watching. Ooh. What are you currently watching, Meg?
We've just started the SAS Who Dares Win Celebrity Edition.
Any good?
It's interesting.
Ah, it's Lola.
Wait.
Hello, Lola.
She's dressed as a princess.
Princess Lola. So you would say SOS. What am I watching at the minute? Afterlife. I'm into Afterlife on Twitter. Big Ricky Gervais fan. Yesterday I was absolutely sobbing. It just gets you, cheers you up, but also gets you as well. I love the A Word. Obviously, it's just started back as well. I've been told that Manifest on Sky is quite good as well. Don't know if you've seen that, Meg.
Is that on the plane?
Yeah, it's about playing, and obviously I think they were gone for 4.5 years or something, and the land and the people on the plane had no idea. But I've heard that is very good as well. My mum and dad are into that at the minute, keep telling me to try that out, so that might be one of my next ones. But yeah, the A Word, Afterlife for me, just quality. Gangs of London I started, I watched the first episode, I got a bit lost in that, but that is one that I am going to keep watching as well. I am a big Joe Cole fan.
There's this channel on YouTube, it's called Hair Dry Treatment.
I like what you did there. I'm getting proper sucked in and I was like, yeah, what is it, Meg?
What is it?
George says you should watch Riverdale. I have watched a bit of Riverdale actually, like some of the earlier episodes, and I kind of just zoned off it. But yeah, I was quite into it actually. I don't know why I stopped watching it. I think I must have just got carried away with something else. I tend to do that a lot. But Riverdale apparently Meg is worth a watch as well. When's the quiz against Jay? Says Fred. Jay wasn't in the quiz this week. I'm just saying he darted, but definitely up for doing that. As I've said, guys, I'll do a quiz every other week. Hopefully no technical issues like there was this week as well. But I appreciate Doug still typing his questions in the chat. We still managed to get it done, so I appreciate that. And it was a good laugh, wasn't it? It was hard, though. Meg, I know you took part in some of the earlier rounds. Did you find it difficult?
I mean, I was going well, and then it got really difficult. I was like, wow, this is a lot harder than I thought. Even the multiple choice, I was like, But there was some curveball. Like some of the ones, like the Harry Potter one that sticks out with Ron's brothers, because you've just given like 3, 4, 5, and I was like, can't remember the name. But no, it was good. Yeah, but it's way more difficult this week than it was the first week.
Yeah, it was a lot more difficult this week. But people were getting
up this week.
Yeah, people were bragging like, "Oh, I got 49 out of 50, I got 48 out of 50," and I'm thinking, you know what? We're gonna make it harder. Give it the big one this week, guys. Come on, come at me. And it was more difficult. I think we did the job. But next time, I think we'll change the range up. I've done 2 Harry Potter ones now. I'll mix it up. I'll do something a bit different. Maybe do a Star Trek just for you, Meg, because I know you've seen them all. So.
5 out of 5. I'm like, I've got no idea.
Someone said, shave your eyebrows and I'll donate $100.
No.
Okay, I'll do that.
Really?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put it to charity though.
Call your bluff.
I need to see the $100.
Huh?
I need to see the $100 though.
Yeah, sorry, but no. My eyebrows are staying firmly on my head.
Doug can type fast, I agree with that. And Dan Frost says, hi, Soph N Meg, can you give a massive shout out to Tony from Wolves for me? Thanks again. Also, will there be a Peaky Blinders season 6? Soph says Dan. I hope there is a new Peaky Blinders season. Absolutely love Peaky Blinders. Massive Tommy Shelby fan. So yeah, hopefully there is. I know that it'll be a while because I've had to delay any recording or anything, but I think there will be a season 6, yes. And a massive shout out to Tony from Wolves as well. From Dan. Appreciate that. Let's have a look. 2 brothers talking about football on a Sunday. Oh, how times have changed. Good stuff though. It started off talking about football. We've ended up talking about ice cream, wasps, bald eyebrows. It's got a bit of everything in it, Meg. A bit of everything this show.
Let's talk about Peaky Blinders because again, I'm in that very minute bracket.
You've not seen it?
Never seen an episode.
You've got to watch it, Meg. You've got to watch it.
Never seen an episode.
Honestly, once you get past the Brummie accents, it's one of the best like TV series I've seen. I absolutely love it. It's got a bit of everything in it. Anything from that, I love a good period drama anyway. Like, I'm a massive Downton Abbey fan, and nobody I know apart from my nan loves Downton Abbey. Like, everyone's like, what? Like, look at me really weird. But any like periodic drama, anything set back in the day, I'm a big fan of it, Meg. I'm a right nerd, whereas you're more into your Love Island and all that crap stuff, ain't you?
Oh yeah, wait. Rubbish TV. At the end of the day, I'm there for it. I think it's because by the time I get down and watch telly, I don't want something that I've got to really concentrate on. Like, yeah. I think I'd have to concentrate on Peaky Blinders, and I haven't really got the time for that.
Yeah. Well, George Cole in the chat is a rare one. He likes Love Island and Downton Abbey. I think that's the first person I've ever known to know something that's quite knowledgeable to something that's got no brain cells. Do you know what I mean? Like, I agree.
What do you think about people who watch it, Soph?
Why want to watch it?
What do you think about people who watch Love Island?
That they need to get a life. I'm with Doug here. Room 101. Put it in there. Get rid of it forever. No, it's been actually cancelled, hasn't it? This one, the newest one.
Yeah.
I mean, every cloud has a silver lining and all that, you know, with this pandemic.
What am I going to do now with my life?
What would you say then? Like, of every programme that you've watched, what was your favourite of all time? Is there any that you could just go over and watch them all again? Like Breaking Bad, I absolutely loved, and I've seen that probably twice, to be honest with you.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Don't have a standout series?
No, not really.
No. See, I'm a big series watcher. I watch series more so than films because, like you said earlier, I like to be able to just zone in and out and then rewatch bits if I can. Or I'll just binge watch something if it's on Netflix. Like Orange is the New Black, I remember when that first came out. Absolutely loved it, and I literally binge watched the whole series over the first weekend. And every time it's been released after that, I've done the same thing. But Breaking Bad says Boyce is top 5. The Sopranos is meant to be good. Designated Survivor, I heard, that was on the quiz the other day as well, wasn't it? That was one of the answers. I heard that's meant to be really good as well. And The Simpsons is the ultimate series, says George. The Simpsons is absolutely quality. Definitely is. Meg, are you a Simpsons fan?
No.
Simpsons is class. I love it. I love The Simpsons.
No, like, I don't. No. I'm not on about it.
Someone just
It's
said.
like, it's near the time that In the Night Garden's on it for the kids, so.
For the kids.
It's not a chance.
For the kids, yeah. I think South Park, I never really used to watch South Park, you know, but I know that a lot of people when I was at school loved it. Only Fools and Horses, can't beat it. Stephen, I think you hit the nail on the head.
You can't beat an Only Fools and Horses.
Only Fools and Horses, you can watch it any time. It still makes you laugh. I love it. Sophie, you're from Wolverhampton. Have you ever watched Raised by Wolves? No, I haven't watched that. Homer is a madman. He is. And Family Guy, says Doug. Family Guy, on an evening, quite often I'll fall asleep to Family Guy. It is very funny. I do appreciate that as well. But guys, I'm definitely up for any series that you would recommend us watching, because I'm running out of stuff to watch, to be honest with you. Put it in the chat, put it in the comments after the video is finished. I'm definitely intrigued to see what you guys are saying, because I need something entertaining to watch, Meg. I don't know about you.
I mean, I am currently, my kids are on repeat for Frozen 2 and Toy Story, so Frozen 2, Trolls 2.
Trolls, yeah. Well, you went dressed up as a troll to a party, didn't you?
Yeah, I did go dressed up as a troll. That's just a regular Saturday experience for me. That's what we do in my household.
See, she's saying for the kids, but really Meg dresses up as trolls in a spare time, so.
I mean, it was a look.
Ozark, I've heard is very good. Euro 96 starting tomorrow night on OTV, apparently. And The Punisher on Netflix as well. Euro 96, I'm into watching that, definitely. But guys, can I just say a massive thank you as always. I actually like doing these Sunday morning shows. I think it's a nice way to start your Sunday. I'm in work tomorrow as well, so this kind of puts me in a good mood. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate your support. Hit a like on the video. Drop a comment afterwards if I have missed you in the chat. And as I always say, I don't intend to miss you. We've got a lot of people talking. I love it. Cal's just said Killing Eve as well. I've heard that is wicked. And I like her as well, so I'm up for watching that. I think she's a really good actress. But Meg, what would you like to say to the people? And as always, thank you so much for coming on as well.
Thank you. Yeah, just keep smiling, really. Keep being happy. And Sunday, what is it saying? Sunday well spent brings a week of content.
I've never heard that, but I'll take it and run with it. I like it.
Sunday well spent brings a week of content. So have a good Sunday, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, guys. Please have a lovely Sunday. Like Meg said, keep smiling, keep positive, look after yourselves. And as always, thank you for tuning into Hair Dry Treatment. If you are new, please do hit that subscribe button. And please, if you wouldn't mind, hit a like on the video as well. We'd really appreciate it. Take care, guys. Look after yourselves.